My marriage is falling apart because of my mother-in-law, and now my husband is choosing her over me. Help! I, 29F, have been married to Jake, 31M, for 3 years. We were happy at first, but the shadow of his mother, Barbara, has always loomed over our relationship. From the moment I met her, she made it clear I wasn't good enough for her son. Barbara is the type of person who thrives on control. At family gatherings, she'd make backhanded comments like, "I hope Jake doesn't have to eat your cooking too often," or "Marriage is hard, especially when one person isn't pulling their weight." Jake would laugh it off or ask me to not take it so seriously. Over the years, she's inserted herself into every aspect of our lives. She criticized our decision to rent instead of buy, questioned when we'd have kids, and even tried to dictate how we celebrated holidays. Every compromise I made for Jake's sake only seemed to give her more power over us. The breaking point came a month ago when Barbara announced she was selling her house and needed a temporary place to stay. She didn't ask us, she told us she'd be moving in. I immediately said no. Jake was hesitant, but ultimately agreed with me. Barbara didn't take it well. She called Jake in tears, accusing me of turning him against her and claiming I didn't care about family. She said I was trying to replace her in his life and that she'd always come first as his mother. What shocked me most was Jake's reaction. Instead of shutting her down, he started questioning if we were being unfair. He said, "She's my mom. She just wants to feel included." I told him, feeling included doesn't mean she gets to control our lives. The next week, Barbara escalated her attacks. She started showing up unannounced, crying on our porch about how I was ruining Jake's life. She even spread rumors to his family that I was isolating him and refusing to let him see them. Then came the moment that broke me. During yet another argument about Barbara, Jake turned to me and said, "If you can't accept my mom, maybe this marriage isn't going to work." I felt like the ground had been ripped out from under me. The man who promised to put me first, to build a life with me, was now willing to throw it all away because of his mother's manipulation. A few days later, while Jake was at work, Barbara showed up at our house with her suitcases ready to move in. She smugly told me, "Jake said I could stay here. You don't get a say." I refused to let her in, and it turned into a screaming match on our front lawn. She called me a selfish, controlling bee and told Jake I was poisoning him. That night, Jake packed a bag and left to stay at Barbara's house. He said he needed time to think. Now I'm alone in a house that feels empty without him. Jake's texts have been cold and distant, and Barbara hasn't wasted any time rubbing salt in the wound. She's been posting passive-aggressive quotes on Facebook like, "A real family sticks together no matter what," and "A mother's love is unconditional, even when others try to destroy it." I feel like I'm in a battle I can't win. Jake has always been a mama's boy, but I never thought he'd let her destroy our marriage. I've started looking into therapy to help me process this betrayal. I've also consulted a divorce lawyer, even though my heart is still holding on to hope that Jake will realize what's happening. But I can't keep putting my life on hold for someone who won't fight for me. Barbara, meanwhile, seems to be enjoying every second of this. I've heard from mutual friends that she's telling people she saved Jake from a toxic marriage. The thought of her winning makes my blood boil, but I don't know what else to do. I don't know where this will go from here, but I'll update if anything changes. For now, I feel lost and broken. Has anyone else dealt with a toxic mother-in-law like this? How did you handle it? Do you think there's any way to salvage my marriage, or is it time to walk away? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe for more dramatic and emotional tales just like this one. Let me know in the comments what you think about this situation. Should they try to save their marriage, or is it time to move on? Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll always be the first to catch our next story.